The Seeker 4 Mini. Let's check it out. Light is your number one security tool. It illuminates the dark, and you will use a flashlight for security more than any other thing. You know, I take that very seriously, especially with my EDC, but even for lights that I have for security. And there's a number of different lights that we typically need for different purposes. Today we're going to take a look at the Seeker 4 Mini. Now, this comes out of the Olight Seeker series, which is typically one of those lights that's more for search rescue. This is a very unique light. It gets up to 1200 lumens, very small light, very compact. It also has a UV feature. It is rechargeable. There's a lot of cool things about this light. It is a brand new offering from Olight, and they just keep raising the bar. But I find that this is just that size that's just so handy and compact. Now we're going to do a full review on this light. We're also going to do a torture test, and we're going to check out if this light is up to its task. Let me tell you something, guys. I've been reviewing Olights since 2011, and for the past 12 years, I've carried Olight in my pocket. They are exceptional lights, and we have really put these through the gauntlet or the torture test, and we're going to do that with this one. But the one thing about it with Olight, and I deal with a lot of different flashlights, and I can do this with any company. Olight is my favorite light, and the reason why is because I have confidence that this light is going to hold up. I'll tell you right now, we're going to do the torture test. This light will pass, and so do all the other Olights. Or is it possible to have a problem with an Olight? Well, it's an electronic piece, of course, but Olight stands behind it with a 5-year guarantee and also with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, Olight offers a 10% discount using Suits00 with the link down below in the description. It is an affiliate link, and it does support the Suits channel. And we appreciate Olight for offering the 10% discount to our viewers. You know, one thing that's happened to me a number of times is people will come up to me at events, and they'll ask me, they'll say, "What do you really think of Olight?" And guys, what I say is what I really think. I have a lot of friends that buy these lights, and they are dependable. All right, the new Olight. Seeker 4 Mini. They've been doing a number of different lights in the Seeker series, and this is the smallest of the bunch, but it is really small. In fact, it's 3.38 inches in length, and it's 1 inch in the body and 1.25 inches at the top. It is a small, very capable light, putting out 1200 lumens on turbo. And it'll go 120 meters. Now, of course, there are other modes as well, and we'll take a look at it. But this is just a really handy, small light to put in your pocket, and yet it gives you a lot of capability. We've got a 2-way pocket clip. That way you can put this on the bill of your cap, and you can put this in your pocket, obviously. It is set in one position. Hard anodized finish over an aluminum body. We've got some texturing, and we have these finger grooves on either side. Blue power button right here, and we have a blue bezel, and this is just typical for Olight. One of the things, though, that's really cool about this light, it does go to 1200 lumens, but it also has a UV feature. And I found that I love the UV feature. I have the arc failed with the UV, and there are so many different things. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. So to get things started, we're going to turn off our light, and you just press and hold. And this gives you the moonlight setting, and it's 2 lumens. And then you press and hold to go up to 15 lumens. Press and hold. Now we're up to 120 lumens, press and hold, and we're up to 600 lumens. And this is the high setting. Double click, and we have our 1200 lumens. Of course, the camera adjusts, but this is really bright. We're going to take it outside and take a look at it. You'll notice when you press the button, you get a green light. And that gives you 100% down to 60% battery life. It'll go to orange from 60 down to 10 lumens, and then it'll go red from 10 to 5, and then it goes down and starts blinking red, and that means you have 5% down to 0. For strobe, you want to triple click, and we've got our strobe, which is just crazy. So that way you can have a party if you want to. But it gives you a lot of different capability. Now, also you get the UV. And you just double click from off. So we double click, we get our UV light, and so it's going to be able to, see different things. Now, one thing about UV is that it identifies US currency. And when it comes to US currency, we've got this stripe right here, and the UV just picks it up. And different bills have different colors. Here you can see the red with the 50 right down the middle. Old Ulysses S. Grant, it's all yellow. But it also can pick up insects in your garden, especially if they're the same color as the vines. And this just allows them to glow. And we use that for hornworms at night with our tomato plants. But one thing I really like this for, if you're traveling and you're in a room, you want to make sure that it's clean, because this picks up body fluids. And believe me, guys, you want to have one of these lights, because, or at least a UV light. Because traveling, sometimes there are some really unusual stains in different places. And so that way you can see if the room is clean. And also UV does have some health purposes. It does kill germs, and they've done some testing. I'm not saying that this is going to do that, but it does have those kind of properties. If you want to have the lockout feature, just press and hold until it turns off. Now you have lockout. And then to get it back on, just press and hold, and it'll come back on. I really like their lockout feature. It's not complicated. It's very easy. And again, if you want the UV setting from off, double click. And now we have UV. For moonlight setting, just press and hold, and you get that 2 lumens. This is really good, especially if you wake up and the room is dark and you don't want to turn on a bright light, especially if your wife is sleeping. You want to see some things, and that makes it really simple, and you can go straight to it. Now we have 2 white LEDs, which are actually yellow, and then we have the UV LED that's in the top, and that is the white one. And so you're getting both of these lights to turn on for the different modes, and then of course for UV you just have the UV light. And then you can see the crenulated bezel. I mean, it's a really nice bezel, and this can be used for a self-defense option if you need it. And one thing I'm a big fan of with Olight is their charging. And of course, this is a magnetic charger. It just fits on the back. It keeps the light sealed. This just pops right on. And also, this is magnetic, so you can put this on any surface that will hold any kind of magnetic properties. And that's also convenient, especially if you're working on your car or you're doing something outside, you want to read something. You can just put this and hang it up and put it to that surface. But it also comes with a lanyard that you can put through and carry it with that lanyard. I'm going to take a look at the battery. I just unscrewed the tail cap. And this is one of the 3.6 volts. It's 18350. This is not your CR123. This is more of a high energy battery. To recharge your battery, it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge once you've got it charging. And guys, of course, this plugs into any type USB, your computer, any kind of outlet, or your cube. And then you just put it on and it's going to charge. I really love this feature. It's one of my favorites, and it's one of the reasons why I'm a big Olight fan. I love this charging system. Start out with a moonlight setting, and so it's really low. Now we're going to point down, and then we're going to go up in lumens. We have the 15 lumen setting here. We're going up, 120, up, double click. Now we have our 1200 lumens. I mean, really beautiful right against that whole tree line. And this whole area is just lit up. So it puts out a very diffuse beam, and it's really big, and for such a small little light. You can see the green battery indicator. And then we're going to do strobe, so just 3 clicks, and we have our strobe. And that strobe, again, is a broad beam. Now we're going to double click and go to our UV setting. And so we're here at UV. Not necessarily something you're going to use for searching that much. You can in a low light situation, but definitely usable for certain things. Guys, it's a pretty decent sized field down through here. There's my range down there. It's about 100 yards off. But it lights up that whole area. Maybe a little more difficult to tell from here, but man, I mean, for such a small light, again, this lights up this whole area of this big field. Alright guys, it's IPX8. That means that it can withstand 2 meters of water for over 30 minutes. And so we went to the pool, put it in. We've done this 1,000 times. And so we just wanted to check and see, you know, if it was any different than all the other Olights that we have, and it wasn't. I mean, these things are waterproof and they'll last for much longer. Submersion test complete. But then next comes the torture test, and it's something we do with our Olight flashlights. And so we're going to do an impact test. We're going to run it over with the Hummer. We're going to really test it out. Impact test complete. And the Seeker 4 Mini defeated the Hummer. Guys, here's post-trauma. This is after the torture test, and of course throwing it up, you know, it's just going to beat it. You see some of the teeth that are marked up, but actually they're in pretty decent shape here at the back. But you can see there's definitely damage. But this is running it over with a Hummer on concrete. And so you're going to get some of this damage. And the big thing is, though, is that it works. And it continues to work. And all the features work. And of course, even the UV works. So these lights are built like tanks. And guys, we do this over and over. I took the clip off because I didn't want to tear it up. The clip will get it and just hang it up. So I just wanted to give it just a sturdy test. And again, guys, we've done this 100 times. And we get the same results. Guys, we had two lights. I want to do the demonstration with a nice one. This is actually the prototype, and it still held up well. Of course, it was really the final production. But these are running $79.99 on the Olight website. You get 10% off using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. Haters are going to hate, but I'll tell you what, you can't dispute this light being beaten like it is and still working. Well, guys, check out the different colors. There are a couple of different options. My favorite's usually the black anyway, but I love these little lights. They're small. They give you just that nice grip to it, and just a great light. So guys, if you're looking for a very capable light, one that can get light out, a diffuse beam in a large area, and you also want that UV feature, this is an excellent light. Rechargeable, built like a tank, and guys, we've proven it. This is the one that we didn't do all the torture tests with, but the one we have, it's still just as usable as this pristine model. And again, you get a 10% off using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. And it does help the Suits channel to bring you these crazy reviews. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. Olight Seeker 4, and this is their mini. And of course, the older I get, the more that I need a light in my pocket. God, this is Seeker Missile? What are we seeking?
In the dead of night, love bites.